Okay guys, I couldn't help myself. This is a continuation of my unboxing video where I'm just going to clamor on about this knife a little bit more. A lot of this is off the cuff. I did some research on this knife before I got it and while I was waiting for it, but not extensively. So if I get anything wrong in here or if I say something out of line, just please excuse it. But I just want to talk about some of the features on this knife while I have it. This is in no way a review, because I just got it and I've just played with it, but I just want to do kind of first impressions. So first off, what I noticed is it's not as large as I thought it would be, and I think that's because I heard a lot of people complain it was too big. A lot of people are waiting for the mini version. To me, this is perfect for my size hand. As you can see, I couldn't imagine a smaller version, and I like smaller knives. For me, this is a perfect size knife. It satisfies my overbuilt desire, my large heavy folder, without being, you know, to the point where it's difficult to carry. Kind of like this Satu, which I had today. This thing, I love it, I play with it, I'm like, oh, it's such a beast, so awesome, but at the same time, it can be hard to carry, and so I don't always put it in my pocket. You know, sometimes I'll intend to carry it and I'll put it in my pocket and I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So really, something this size is just perfect. Look how thick that blade is. Holy crap, that's like Strider thickness right there. It's got a nice kind of crowned top to it. Anodized handle. I'd actually prefer if it was bead blasted. I think that would look really nice. But it looks nice as is. I'd like to get a bronze edition. I also wish that you could get the blade in a different finish other than satin is the standard edition of the blade, or you can get this Damascus version. And Blade HQ has an exclusive black coated blade, which I like. Only problem with them is they're local, so I have to pay sales tax. So that's quite an extra chunk of change on the cost there. The main feature of this knife is that it's monolithic, meaning they take a solid billet of titanium, which is this big, and then they mill it out on the inside, so you can see how it's all one piece. So there's no body screws on there. It makes for a very simple, robust handle design that's very clean looking. They've put some holes back here, I assume, to kind of allow some flow through, maybe to lessen the light as well, or the weight as well. Downside to doing something like this is you can't really take it apart very easily because everything has to be slid in perfectly. It's very tricky to put something like this back together. You can see this stop pin here, which is a nice thickness on the stop pin. You can see how it actually slides through this side, and then it has a screw holding it in place, because you wouldn't be able to put it in like a standard stop pin where you put the scale down over the top of it. Looks like, oh no, actually I was going to say that the contact point for the stop pin was shouldered, it looked like right there, but it's not. The flat portion is what actually contacts the stop pin. Right there. Yeah. Which, you know, it would be cool if that was shouldered, but I really don't see that mattering. I have plenty of knives that aren't, that are just fine. Has the steel, hardened steel insert here. You know, they advertise it as replaceable if you ever need to replace it. I don't ever see that happening. I think your knife would break or wear out in other ways before this ever wore out to the point where you needed to replace that. I mean, titanium on steel, if done right, will last a very long time. So hardened steel, and you can see that the angle, the cutout angle on this is perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better lock face geometry. I mean, the way that mates up, I mean, it goes flush, if you know what I mean. It's not the corner jabbing into a harsh angle, which is fine in terms of being solid, but it can cause it to wear out quicker. This one has a nice contact point. Another thing I noticed is the relief cutout for the lock bar is actually relieved on both sides, which is interesting. So that's that's a nice touch. I assume they did that. Wow, that is really cool. I mean, so that way you get a nice straight run. You know, the people that like the cutout on the outside, they like the idea of the energy being distributed straight down. However, the people that don't like that, they just don't like a big crater right here that can get caught on your jeans and things like that. So I don't know if that's why they did that, but it's actually milled out on both sides, which is, you know, extra work. Here is the Rotoblock, which acts as a stabilizer, so you cannot overextend it. And when you engage it, it actually locks the lock bar in place, keeping it from opening. And, you know, it functions as designed, as you can see. Personally, I think that's, you know, it's a little gimmicky, and I don't care for it really, but it's fine. It doesn't get in the way. As long as it stays nice and tight and doesn't engage when I don't want it to, no problem. I don't ever see, you know, if the lock face is done correctly, you shouldn't need to do this. But that's cool. You know, it's kind of their thing. Lionsteel, the Rotoblock deal. I may try to tighten it down just to make sure it stays in place. It feels like it's got pretty good tension. I mean, it engages fairly easily, but I don't think it would happen by accident. Really nice. Perfect detent. There's no slop. Centered. Nice and smooth. I heard some of these Damascus ones can be need a little break-in time, but this one, super smooth. I love the sound of that lockup. Listen to that. Oh, gosh. Jimping is just amazing. Well, not amazing, but really good. Dual thumb studs right there. I couldn't ask for more from this blade. Really. This is just something else. Nice thick pivot. To me, this is like kind of a perfect marriage between Strider and like a Sebenza. It has all the fit and finish and beauty of a Sebenza with the strength, features, and ruggedness of a Strider, all while being actually cheaper. Yeah, it's pretty, not this Damascus version, but your standard titanium handled version. Yeah, I mean, you can pick those up brand new for about $340, depending, you know, if you find the deal. Otherwise, the full retail is $400, which is the price of an SNG and just under the price of a large Sebenza. This is being roughly the same length of a large Sebenza, but obviously wider. Really, I've said this a lot, amazed at this knife. This is something else. I'm really just blown away by this. Alright guys, that is it. Oh, you can see proprietary on the pivot, although it isn't. This must be a change. There is, I can see, there's Torx inside there. Both sides, Torx. Love it. Perfect, because I know some people complain they had to use this tool in order to take it down, which they're awesome for including it. But yeah, I love it when companies do something like this because it has all the beauty of their proprietary and uniqueness of their proprietary design there, but you can still use a standard Torx. So now the only reason you even need that tool is to take this Skull Crusher glass breaker off. Can't wait to throw this in my pocket, see how it does. I know some people didn't like this pocket clip. It looks to be fine. It's a little small, but looks to be fine, but we'll see. I mean, it looks like it should go right into your pocket very nicely. Nice deep carry. Wow, really cool. Really cool, guys. Love this thing. Okay, I'm truly out of here this time. I will talk to you guys later.